Hey everyone, it's Cherie. So I am here. I'm going to start setting up the pages in my reading journal for 2026. I'll do a little flip through of what I've got in here so far. I've been in this journal. I started it in 2024, and it was a little maybe unrealistic because my goal was 100 books, which was, yeah, ridiculous because I didn't come anywhere near close to that. I think I only got to 68. So that first year I did a setup like this, which my pen had a little hiccup on it. I won't do that again. I think that was a waste of space. And then I had this is my key for, I have a star rating. So loved it, really good, just okay, meh, and did not finish. So these are all the books that I read in 2024. And I tend to decorate the pages with some cute stickers as I go along. And I started out, I wrote down a little bit about each book, but going forward, I don't think I'm going to do that anymore. I did that through 2025 as well. And sometimes I read 3 books and then I go back and I'm like, I don't remember, what was that book about? Because my brain is mush. So this was 2025. I didn't really nothing here to set up kind of a start. Just again, 100 books. Ridiculous. I'm not going to read 100 books. So this was what I read this year in 2025. I believe it's something like 48 or 52 books. I was going to count it and I didn't end up doing that. One thing I did start doing partway through the year, well, more like I should say the last month, is writing down how many pages the books had. Because, like, for example, this book only had 282 pages, but this book had 880 pages. So, you're not going to read, obviously, as many books in a month if you're reading that many as opposed to, a few, so whatever. So this is where I am currently. I probably will finish the book tonight that I'm on. So I'll leave this space and then I'll probably sticker bomb, like have enough if by some miracle I finish 2 books before Thursday, I guess I can write them in there. But so then I'll maybe sticker bomb this page and we're going to lay out for 2026. Now, where is, oops, okay, so I think I need to hold this open. So I think a more realistic goal for reading might be more like 55 books, I think would be better. I'm just going to check in the frame here. Yeah, we're still in frame. So I printed myself off just some little washi. This is actually on the reading sheet in the shop. I think I customized this to fit. Oops, and I still tiny little bit hanging over. Yeah, so maybe comment down below what your favorite author is. I discovered Frida McFadden at the end of 2024, and I've read so many of her books and I enjoy hers. And then of course similar books come up in my feed and some of them are good. I've read a few by a British author named Daniel Hurst. The first one wasn't bad. It was just a slow start, I guess. But the second one I read of his, I quite enjoyed. So, yeah, just how that is. Some books are more appealing than others. Okay, so, and I love historical fiction. I'm reading a book currently, a historical fiction about World War II book. It takes place in Portugal that I'm really enjoying. So, okay, so I think what we'll do is we'll put this little goal sticker I made. And then I did have a 2025, there it is. Or pardon me, 2026, that I think we'll put up here. This is on transparent mat, if I can get it. There we go. Take it apart, and I think we'll just lay it there. Okay. And then I thought, I've got some little, I've got this cute little girl sticker with a book. I've got, Little Red Riding Hood, I'm going to say, which is kind of a fairy tale sort of a thing. I've got this lovely piece of washi tape with gorgeous books on it. So I think we will just cut this out. This is so pretty. So yeah, so I go in spurts where I read and read and read and read, and then I don't read as much, and then I read and read and read. And it's been, I've been on a, you know, a real reading trend the last little bit. So I've watched tons of videos on setting up reading journals, but I don't, you know, they have all these reading challenges, like, you know, find a, I don't know, a British author, find a Canadian author, find a book, you know, but I like what I like, and I'm not interested in kind of, like, I do not really enjoy science fiction novels. So I'm, you know, I'm not going to waste my time reading something unless it was recommended and really good. If I thought, you know, or a horror book, I'm not going to read that. There's so many things that I just, you know, I like the idea of it, but I would never follow through with it. So I don't think I'll do that. I do want to start a TBR page because there are books people recommend that, oh my goodness, I cannot get this thing apart. That people recommend that, you know, you kind of forget about, and I should start a page of that. Although I have to say I am kind of cheap. I pay for Kindle Unlimited. So I tend to just sort of stick with those books. My husband bought the latest Dan Brown book, or I probably wouldn't have, you know, read it either. But, okay, where do I want to put this? Well, let's pop it here. That is pretty. That's a textured one. So yeah, I read a lot of Kindle Unlimited, and I suppose I could go to my library, but I haven't been to the library in decades, so I don't even have a card anymore. I'd have to redo it. But yeah. Okay, let's put her here. This is just the cutest little, this cute little sticker. Adorable. I guess that's supposed to be a fox, not the big bad wolf. Silly me. Okay, I need to write my goals under that. So we have a little fox that, we live on an acreage, and we have a little fox that has been tromping through the yard, and our dogs just find that quite exciting when he's been out there. So, oh, that's cute. All right, and then I think because I'm not going to be writing anything, what I'm thinking of doing going forward is, okay, I was going to cut out a piece of paper that was similarly sized, but I goofed. Didn't measure that correctly, because I usually make these like 1.7 tall, so they're all kind of the same. Because this is like a bullet journal, I can, you know, line them up relatively straight. So, but I think going forward, how many of these? Well, look, pretend, like we'll say like one. I could do two. I could do 4 across, and then just have, how could I do it so that it looked, you know, I guess I could make these smaller, but I mean, this is a fairly, I'm not even, you know, I mean, it's not a worry, I'm not worried about space, but if we did, would there be, and then left enough room for the star ratings underneath, I guess, because I don't have to put this over just quite as far. So yeah, so I'm thinking of doing that here. Just kind of going, you know, 1, 2, I could even do 3, I guess, so long as my stars go across with they're the thing that's going to take up the room. So maybe we'll just do 2 and 2. I think that's what I'm going to do going forward. So I was hoping to find, I'm going to just take a quick look here. I think I have some cute, I should have had it ready, but some cute book washi tape. If I don't have book, I can use something else. I always love a good grid washi. But I want to say I have a cute book one. I have so much washi, and you know, you think you have something and then you've used it up and you've forgotten about it or whatever. So, but yeah. So my sister got herself a Kindle, and she just signed up for Kindle Unlimited. So she's looking for recommendations. So I've got to send her some, and then she can send me some because we have similar tastes in our reading. So that'll be kind of good because, you know, we'll each have, because it's kind of like looking for a needle in a haystack when you go to sort through books on there. Like you can put in your kind of your likes and dislikes, but you don't always find you know, get a lot of crap that gets recommended to you as well, and just not really terribly interested. So well, I've got this cute, I don't know if that's Coffee Monsters Co. or what that is, but it's got little coffee. I tend to drink tea or coffee when I'm reading, so we could use that. It's just cute. I don't know if this came from a Happy Mail or if I ordered this from Watch Me Washi. That's cute though. Yeah, okay. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know that. Somebody tell me below if you know if that's which brand. If that's Watch Me Washi or oh my goodness, sorry, Coffee Monster Co. or not. So I think we'll put it. Let's just put it across the top. It's this book has really nice rounded corners, which I do like. Okay, and I just use my printer paper and my in the corners when I'm printing stickers. If I have a spare room, I just take the image from like Amazon or wherever of the novel or the book, and then I just actually, let's do this a little closer, and then I print it out in the empty spots. And I usually use premium matte for that because it's the easiest, or it's the most vibrant sticker paper. So yeah. And actually it's funny because I had lent a book to my niece recently, and she returned it to me, and I'm like, oh, that was like, you know, I've read it a long time ago, and I was like, I should reread that. So I've got a lot of actual books too that I should, you know, reread. Some of them I haven't read in 10 years, and you know the gist of the story, but you don't really. A lot of them are historical fiction, so I mean, I know what's going to happen anyway, just based on history. So yeah, I think that I might do that this year, is try and read some books that I've already previously read. Okay, and I think for this page, now if we're gonna do, I've got this Books Are My Therapy, which I love this sticker from the shop. I was thinking of placing it somewhere here, just for fun. And then, yeah, I wonder how many, yeah, if I go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I'm thinking I can probably put 8 on a page. So yeah, but, okay, we'll leave that. Now I'm going to put my goals, and I think for a realistic goal, I'm going to put 60 books. So, hopefully this pen is working, because the other day it was skipping like crazy. So yeah, let's put, maybe we'll put, yeah, let's put 65 books, which is very generous. Like I probably won't. And then I think what we'll do is put down, for another goal, reread 10 physical books I own. There. I'll just put a little star there, a little star there. I can't think of, you know, anything else that I want to do, but then this, I'm going to leave this blank because I always come across cute stickers as the year goes on, and then you want to be able to put them down somewhere. So I do want, like I said, a TBR, to be read. And actually maybe what I could do is go through my books later on today and actually list 10 of those books and then check them off as I do read them from my library upstairs. So, do I want to make a sticker for the TBR? Maybe, no, I think we'll just print it. Okay. Okay, and we'll maybe just leave that page for there and then start 2026 here. So yeah, I'll probably decorate these pages up like back here, you know, some pages I just have a little sticker, you know, here and there. So it isn't like there's a ton of stickers. I find it's a good place to, you know, when you get little samples in sticker orders, to add them in here. That's kind of a fun thing to do. Yeah, I think that'll be what I'm going to do for 2026. So it's just a little thing. You know, I could just record these in my regular planner, but I saw so many people doing this, and I just thought this was fun because a cover says so much to you when you see it, I think, anyway, as opposed to just writing the name of the book. I do actually record all the names of my books in my other planner, just the name, the title, and the author, just as a running total, but I don't bother writing that down here because, you know, you can generally see the author here, which is interesting. Looking back at this is that Daniel Hurst I was talking about. When was that? Because that must have been in 2025. Oh, that was 2024 that I read that. So I just have rediscovered him, I guess. But yeah, Frida McFadden, definitely a book or author that I quite enjoy. And then I do, like, I read this whole series. Well, I'm not actually done this series of, it's an English kind of what they call a cozy murder mystery. So I spent quite a bit of time reading those, and there's still, I believe, 6 more or 10 more to read, which I'll get back to, but I needed to take a break. My daughter recommended this book, and it was a really original idea, The Midnight Library. It was good, but as it kind of progressed, I felt like things were sort of repetitious, but then the ending was good, and I thought it was good. It was a good story. So yeah, I think that that's where I'm going to leave it. And like I said, if you've got any favorite authors, or you're a big historical fiction person, because I'm always looking for that kind of book to read, yeah, let me know. Let me know where you get your books. Are you a library person? Are you a Kindle person? Are you a physical book person? You know, we have a great thrift store here in town that goes to a really good cause that, you know, a lot of people buy books there because you read them, you donate them, somebody else can read them, donate them, whatever. So anyway, that is what I'm going to do for 2026. So thank you so much for joining me in this short little video, and we will see you next time. Take care, everybody, and have a great day. Bye.